the most brutal killing methods by the Mexican cartels. Just so you understand, these people revel in this shit.
Yes.
There are a couple of cultures around the world. The Iraqis will also do stuff like this. The Romanians, surprisingly, will absolutely fuck your world up.
Turkey they did ours with
The Turks are very good at that stuff. When discussing the extreme violence linked to drug trafficking, the topic of Mexican cartel murders methods inevitably arises. These chilling practices have sparked global outrage and horror narratives and a bunch of really good movies. Cartels employ increasingly brutal tactics to instill fear and assert dominance over rivals and communities. The relentless cycle of violence perpetrated by these organizations is fraught with unimaginable terror, painting a gruesome picture of the world in which these tactics unfold. For a closer look at these horrendous acts and the environment that breeds such cruelty, readers can review all the disturbing ways Mexican cartels kill their victims below. These narratives provide an eye-opening perspective on the harsh realities and profound consequences of cartel violence that impact countless lives. Okay, beheading by chainsaw, fairly obvious. The Mexican government extradited Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, a known member of the Sinaloa cartel. Guzman faces charges of murder and laundering funds. In a 2010 video, Guzman used a chainsaw against Hugo Hernandez, reportedly to send a message indicating he would use aggression against anyone who involves law enforcement with the cartel's enterprises. They also beheaded a couple of women on camera, this same organization, with chainsaws. They went on a chainsaw head spree.
Stand by. One of those ladies who got diced up.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
She ran another cartel family, and they were rivals, and they finally caught her, and they whacked her ass.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shed any tears for that.
That's fine.
But here's some stuff that has happened in Mexico. And this is about 8 years old now. An entire school bus of college students on some type of break disappeared and have never been found.
Yes.
They found the bus, but the 36 or 38 college students in said bus never been found. They are presumed dead.
Yeah, they're in a hole somewhere. They're in a hole in the desert somewhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, they're just consistently bad news when it comes to that stuff. The stew. Oh my. In 2013, Mexican Marines apprehended Miguel Año Trevino Morales, the alleged cartel leader of Los Zetas. That would be the Special Forces guys. Authorities believe Morales is responsible for at least 72 slayings in 2010 San Fernando massacre, also known as the Z40. Morales reportedly executed perceived enemies of the cartel by using the method of the stew. This execution style entails taking live victims and putting them into a 55-gallon drum. Then Morales would either boil them or douse them in a flammable liquid and set them on fire. Wow, that's an absolutely terrifying fucking way to die.
No, okay. Now I saw this not in person, but in a CD that was brought to the unit when I was in Iraq.
Oh yeah.
And Saddam Hussein, where we were staying in the prison block we were at, was for the political prisoners.
Yeah.
And my bunk was in a old shower.
Oh, good.
That used to have a tank of acid in it, where people were dipped in there until they fucking died. And I saw that, and I literally am like, my bunk is right where the tank was. Like, what the fuck? I mean, you want to talk about creeped out, man.
Yeah,
holy shit.
I did see Q one night in the building that the Japanese used to torture Korean dissidents in prior to the end of World War II. So, yeah, same level of WTAF OMG.
I believe it's called Creeptastics.
It is Creeptastics.
Yeah.
Creeptastic gymnastics.
It was bad.
Okay, wait. But if you order now, you also get face peeling. Face peeling has become a common practice in the Mexican drug war as an effective scare tactic to rivals and would be informants, you think. In 2010, Guzman, El Chapo, recorded a video of him removing Hugo Hernandez's head with a chainsaw. Afterward, the alleged Sinaloa cartel leader removed his face. Reportedly, he then affixed the face to a soccer ball to add to his warning intended for the Juarez cartel. Mexican authorities recovered the soccer ball from the footsteps of City Hall in Ciudad Juarez. The Sinaloa cartel included the note, "Happy New Year, because this will be your last." Dude, if I'm getting soccer balls with faces stapled to them, I'm out. That's it. That's my line in the sand, man.
Here's the thing. In Iraq, we watched Al Jazeera when they televised. We had an American had his head sawed off with a knife.
Yes. Yep.
Everyone in the unit was freaking the fuck out.
That was the intention of the act.
Well, this is how I quelled that. Is I pulled everyone into one room and I sat them all down and I said, they have done us a favor. And all my guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about, First Sergeant?
Pop's lost his shit.
And I'm like, now we know the rules. You can never be taken alive. Everywhere you go from now on, you're going to have your main weapon, 13 mags, 2 frag hand grenades, a knife, a tomahawk, and if you rated it, you will carry your 9mm with 3 magazines. So I never have to watch anybody on Al Jazeera that I personally know have that happen to them on TV.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I told them that, they're like, yeah, fuck those guys.
That's fantastic. Didn't the tomahawk scare the shit out of the locals?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I remember that. I remember you guys carried tomahawks. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Well,
that's
first
sweet.
of all, it saves so many lives.
Yeah.
You have to shoot people, needlessly. Like people were doing stupid shit. You just kind of reach back and you pull out the tomahawk and they're like, ah! Like you might as well have been wearing a hockey mask with a machete.
It's fantastic.
Because they would just run away. And I'm like, okay, they're gone. Fuck them.
It's Americans with axes. That had to be terrifying for them.
Well, there's
American soldiers with axes.
Well, that's one of the reasons I insisted on it, because there's very few things that are more scarier than a man with an axe. And that's a man with a chainsaw, and logistically, I couldn't swing it.
We had a warrant officer who was in Iraq in Desert Storm, and he was one of the interrogators there, and he told us a story that the Iraqis had been told that our airborne forces, in order to finish airborne school, had to kill a family member, and the officers had to kill their whole family. So they were terrified. This is 91. That's what the Iraqi soldiers were told. Now, this warrant was on one of the interrogation teams, and they had a whole tent. Remember the Iraqis surrendering en masse?
Yes.
He got one of those groups, and they had him in like a GP large or something. And they were all huddled in there, and the MPs had him cordoned off and razor wire, blah, blah, blah. And he went and borrowed some colonel's rank and walked into the tent in like doing the whole...
Yeah.
Looking huge with the colonel's eagles on his collar, and the Iraqis were pissing themselves because they thought they were done. Because here's this airborne American colonel, and he's going to kill them all. And he walked around, and he says, I just looked at him and made eye contact with a bunch of them. They would curl up in terror. And then, because he's an interrogator, he's been to the language school like I was, and he spoke their language. He says, give every man in this room soup and a loaf of bread and a blanket, and just walked out. Every motherfucker in that tent talked.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Every one of them talked. So,
yeah. But
that was one of our warrants.
Is at some point, they're going to do some of that medieval shit to either some U.S. servicemen or U.S. federal agents, and that it's going to kick off.
Yeah, it is. Let's continue our little parade of terror here.
Yes, the
Shall we?
parade of
Feeding-
terror.
feeding to lions and tigers. Just as the infamous Pablo Escobar kept hippopotami and other exotic creatures for his private compound, rare and dangerous pets are still a status symbol for high-ranking members of the cartels. Escobar's zoo was a fucking sight to behold. There's footage from that. That dude was wild. I would have loved to hang out with that guy.
Well,
Except
actually,
for the killing part.
the zoo is actually pretty well kept, from what I've heard.
No, yeah, he was something else, man. Other than the killing part, I think it would have been really interesting to hang out with him.
Yeah, if he had not, he could have went in a whole different direction if he just
Right.
didn't get all killy.
Yeah, I know exactly. The whole killing thing was bad.
Yeah. If you guys are bored for a board one night and want to go down a rabbit hole, look up the Pablo Escobar hippos.
I know. That's what we're talking about.
Hippos.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the Amazon rainforest is in danger, and it's not because humans are cutting it down. It's because you have coked out hippos that are breeding like crazy.
Dude, we talked to guys coming back from Africa, probably the same missions that you were sending your CA guys down for. They said the most dangerous thing on the ground there is the hippos. If you get anywhere near water with hippos in it, they will just absolutely smoke your ass if they get the chance.
They will fuck you up. Yeah, they don't play.
They're super dangerous. Anyway, Heriberto Lazcano, also known as Z3, El Lazca, allegedly fed his enemies to his exotic pets, lions and tigers. The former leader, the former alleged leader of Los Zetas cartel, forced his victims into cages and allowed an audience to view the proceedings. Lazcano was reportedly felled in a 2012 shootout with the Mexican military officials. We know the Romans did this.
Yeah.
We know the Romans threw people in with lions and tigers and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a bit Roman. It's a bit Caesarian. A little bit of the old Caesar salad there.
But it's effective.
But it is. It's terrifying. Don't cross him. We throw you in the cage with the tiger. You fuck.
It's not good.
Let's see. What else have we got? We've got acid baths. Is always fun. You described that in Iraq. Apparently, the cartels like to do this too. In 2009, federal agents apprehended Santiago Meza Lopez, known as the Soup Maker. Oh, what a good name.
Now, hang on.
No soup for you. No soup, no bread.
I don't believe he was an actual hitman. I think he was a disposer. I could be wrong, though.
A cleaner?
Yeah, cleaner, disposer. And then after he got arrested, I believe he disappeared, never to be heard from again. So he might have got acetized.
This guy? That's harsh, man. That's harsh. Anyway, he was known as the soup maker, El Polozero. I want to be known as El Polozero. That's fantastic.
No
I
soup
made a
for
really good chili tonight. Yeah, no soup for you, no bread. Lopez confessed to dissolving over 300 bodies in acid baths for the Tijuana cartel. Reportedly, Teodoro Garcia Cimenta, an alleged lieutenant for the Tijuana cartel, paid Lopez to get rid of cartel's victims. Federal agents relayed Lopez's acid bath method. The procedure is to dispose of the corpses was to fill a drum with 200 liters of water and then put 2 sacks of caustic soda in it, put it over a fire, and when it started to boil, put in the bodies.
Actually,
okay,
I've watched a documentary a couple of years back, and he was mentioned in there. They don't actually know the recipe of the different acids he used because he developed as he went along and changed it as, for it being effective.
That's an artist. That man is an artist.
The last 50, he literally dissolved inside of 90 minutes, which for an entire human body is exceptionally difficult.
I'm over here sneezing for some reason. Trying not to do it on the mic, but
I gotcha.
Maybe it's the acid.
Yeah, it could be.
Anyway,
other definition of
that's
acid.
I mean, wow. And make some soup.
Ugh.
That's terrifying. It's terrible. What do you do with it afterward, though?
You have to.
I
Dump
mean,
it
really, what? Yeah, but where? It's acid and stuff and goo.
Well, yeah. All you got to really do is put enough base into it to bring the acidic level down, and you can just pour it in a local river or something and rinse it out, and Mother Nature will take care of the rest.
That's true. That's true. The Earth is just one big filter. It'll eventually filter all of that stuff out.
Yep.
That's madness, though.
Well, we are evil hairless monkeys, and we
are.
relish in killing each other.
Now, dismemberment is one of the methods that's used pretty much around the world.
Well, our mob was really good at dismemberment.
Really?
Yeah, here in America,
Oh,
they
enlighten
disposed
me.
of a lot of bodies during the mob years. And most of the time, you'd get, one behind the ear, and they would cut you up and either, bury you in different locations or spread you out, because back then they didn't really have DNA. So,
Okay.
and we found this random arm. What the fuck is that? I don't know. If there's no fingerprints on you, good luck.
Apparently, the thing to do is cut your body into 5 equal pieces. And then, of course, you have to pull out the teeth and cut the hair off for the digestion of the piggies. A piggy can go through approximately 8 pounds of human flesh in a minute. Hence the expression as greedy as a pig.
The Pikeys. Yeah, I remember that one.
That was a great movie.
I love that one.
Snatch. That was Bricktop. The gangster Bricktop. Never trust a man who keeps a pig farm.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
That's one of the best evil dialogues ever. Point blank is that Bricktop dialogue from Snatch.
All right.
Texas law enforcement apprehended Marciano Chano Milan Vasquez in 2015. The courts convicted him on 10 counts, including murder and drug trafficking. Vasquez, an alleged hitman for the Zetas, was involved in the 2013 kidnapping of a former drug trafficking associate. The associate later testified against Vasquez, claiming the cartel assassin took him to an undisclosed location where Vasquez was also keeping a family of 3. Reportedly, U.S. officials seized a shipment of narcotics, and Chano sought retribution against the man for failure to pay for the lost goods. When the hitman removed the blindfold, the drug associate saw the family, a couple and their 6-year-old daughter, standing near a flaming barrel. The cartel members forced the parents to watch as Vasquez dismembered the girl with an axe, holy ass balls. He then threw her limbs into the fire. Vasquez repeated the same action on the parents. That's the level of viciousness you're dealing with.
Yeah, and when this comes to blows, which I'm pretty sure it will at some point, if we want to win, we are going to have to be absolutely vicious and brutal without hesitation.
Yeah. Yes.
It sucks. No,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want
a level. It's a level of brutality that most Americans are not really aware of.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulas.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.